Yo, yo.
Yep. We're back.
Yo,
Welcome.
Yes,
Well,
I.
welcome back to another night of Island Bars football talk. Of course, you got Shrida in the building, representing the Carolina Panthers. Simon in the building, representing the San Francisco 49ers. And Jizzle in the building, representing the Philadelphia Eagles. Tonight's show, like I said, we're going to be discussing what happened today, week one of the NFL season. We got some highs, some lows, but we'll get through with all the games, which are the Philadelphia Eagles versus New England Patriots, the San Francisco 49ers versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Carolina Panthers versus the Atlanta Falcons. But it's good to be back. I mean, we haven't done a Sunday night show in quite some time, but it's all that just means that football is in a full effect, back into the swing of things. We're definitely gonna start with the highs. So I won't be starting it out, but you can see from both Jizzle and you can see from Shane's side, he has a cigar pack. Um, Jizzle will see what he has to see, and then of course I'm gonna talk about the Carolina Panthers. But we're just good to be back into this full swing of football things. We're gonna start with the good, which was
good, the
San
bad, and the
Fran.
ugly.
Yeah,
You
we're
going
gonna
with the
start
good, the
with the
bad, and the
good,
ugly.
the bad, and the ugly. So we start with the good, which it looks like from the scores perspective of the San Francisco 49ers versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Of course, San Fran was victorious. Shane will give us a full insight into how that game went. Take it over, Shane.
49ers versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm.
49ers came out victorious 30-7. It was 20-7 at the end of the half. Complete domination by the 49ers over the Pittsburgh Steelers, who had high aspirations coming into the season. But Purdy left off. Well, Purdy started where he left off before he got injured. And I think at half, I think his stats was like 19 for 22, 160 something yards, 2 touchdowns. So he was very decisive. He was very immaculate in what he was doing and executing the offense to perfection, spreading the ball around to all the targets. Devo had targets, Ayuk had targets, Kittle had targets, McCaffrey had targets, Elijah Mitchell was in there, Yusek was in there. We were spreading the ball around. And then the defense came in and was completely locking down Kenny Pickett. I think Kenny Pickett was 4 for 6 for like 40 something yards and an interception at half. He didn't look like the Kenny Pickett what they thought he looked like in a preseason game. I think we had Jake Jackson had 3 sacks. Kerry Hyder had a sack. Hargrave had a sack. Javarius Ward had an interception. Hufunga had an interception. It was just a complete dominant performance on both sides of the ball. A few penalties here and there. Just on discipline, I think it was. We had a late hit out of bounds, Lemino. And then, everything ain't ever perfect. We do have some concern. Special teams, I think, we're giving up 20 yards off of punts. I think it was too much. Giving them feel, they were getting the ball on the 30 whenever we kick it off for a punt. And then TJ Watt, even though he's TJ Watt, we expect him to produce. He had 3 sacks in this game against McKivitz or right tackle. We're gonna need to clean out, because as you go deeper, you just have to play more elite pass rushers. And if they already see that in week one, they're gonna try to exploit McKivitz, and he's on the right hand tackle side. We're gonna have to get somebody to help him, but we really don't have time to give nobody help on this offense. Shanahan don't got time for that. Shanahan want everybody running the field, so he gonna have to man up and work on he gonna have to look at film and decide what he needs to do to
I might have to give him help. I have to send Kittle over there and chip.
Yeah, but they take away Kittle. We do that. I forget what game it was. We were in a game somewhere. We helped him McClinchy. I think it was last year too. And we had Kittle had to go over there and help him out. And you take Kittle away from the game. Kittle loves to block, but I want to see Kittle run on the field. I don't want to see him in there blocking. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. He can have to. I mean, it's a good learning experience. You got up against TJ Watt, one of the best in the league. You know, probably one of the second best pass edge rushers in the league. So that's a good experience for him. But other than that, I mean, to me, it was almost a flawless execution of the game plan. And Purdy was outstanding. McCaffrey was outstanding. I think McCaffrey had 160 something yards rushing or something like that. And you got over 100 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. You know, so real good performance on the 49ers side. Went out there, kicked in the door in the Steelers, make them have to rethink what they're about this year because they came out with high aspirations, like I said, and they got kicked in the teeth. And it wasn't just like, you know, they lost by a little bit. They were completely dominated by our team. So all around high praise. I give the team an A- grade on this game this week, and we'll be on to LA next week. 30-7. Winners circle.
All right, Dizzy, you want to chime in?
I didn't really get to see the game or any highlights of the game or whatever. But any mishaps or deficiencies, you got any concerns for?
Like I said, the right tackle, McKivitz. The 3 sacks against TJ Watt. I can understand 1. I can understand 2. But 3 sacks? Come on, man. You need to... I'd rather see you pull him to the ground, hold him, or something. But don't leave the quarterback hit him. You know, in those 3 sacks, 2 of those sacks were sack fumbles. 2. 1 he get back and 1 he didn't. You know? So it's 3 sacks, 2 sack fumbles, and 1 recovery. That can't happen. That can't happen. We can't go down the line without weak side like that. Nah, can't happen.
At some point, they should have get that right side some help. Without that coming from outside and a flat, chipping a little bit or whatever.
You need to man up.
Sometimes you can't man up. Sometimes you just don't have the talent. You don't have the skill set to go against the elite pass rusher. Sometimes you might have to get that guy on the outside some help.
And it kind of killing me because that's the same thing we suffered with last year with McGlinchey.
Right.
McGlinchey was an excellent run blocker. He was good. He wasn't great at pass blocking. And again, you know, he gave up the sack to Hassan Reddick, that injured Purdy.
Was he or was a tight end?
No, it was he.
It was a tight end.
I got to go back. I think it was him.
It was a tight end. I remember that game was a tight end. I keep saying, why did Kyle Shanahan put a tight end, a backup tight end to block against elite pass rusher?
Because McGlinchey wasn't doing it.
But you think a backup tight end got it?
Like I said, the offense ain't built. The offense ain't built. Everybody got wholly on. The offense ain't built. The schemes ain't built to have somebody coming, not running a route or doing something other than to help somebody. People pulling, people running on the field, shifting. We ain't got time for you to be out there getting murdered and you can't hold your own. You got to hold your own, man. Getting paid millions. Let's go.
Welcome back to another bleach.
Like I said, it's like, even if you know you get beat, don't let him hit the quarterback. Pull him down to the ground. Take the penalty. And he getting beat bad too. Like, get beat off of speed rushes. He get beat off of inside moves. And you watching him run by you. Pull him. Hold him. Don't even hit him. Don't have a free run on that quarterback.
But I saw one of the sacks. I think it was the one with the fumble. That was more of a covered sack than he actually getting beat. Tim did hold it.
It was 2.
Yeah. The one I think from the highlights, I know the short one with the fumble. I think Pittsburgh got back that fumble.
Yeah, the one
that was a covered sack because Porter had nowhere to throw the ball. He couldn't trade away because he was in the pocket.
Yeah,
he was there for a long time, and it took the right tackle did what he was supposed to, push him way out. It took so long for Porter to find someone open that one was a covered sack. The other sacks, like you see, it's on him. What I was telling you earlier today, you can't get much better than TJ Watt off the edge.
I agree.
You ain't gonna find much TJ Watt's coming off the edge. Again, like I said, next week you boys playing the Rams.
Yeah.
Donald more than likely coming from the inside, sometimes the outside, but like you see, they could exploit it. But if it's only Aaron Donald, then it's different. But I know Pittsburgh has some good rushers. But you ain't gonna get nothing better than TJ Watt coming after. If he got 3 sacks, probably the average might get 1 sack, which is, to be fair. First game, you get it out of the way. Like I said, I know he gave up 3 sacks. 1 was a covered sack, though. The others, he should do better. But from what I saw, Porter, that's why they love Porter. He look completely in control of the offense. That's one thing. With Porter, there's one thing I don't like to see Porter do. He sometimes he tends to like keep going, pushing backwards, and then he can let go the swing. He can let go the throw.
Yeah.
He gets it done sometimes, but not all the time it'll work. I hate to see him going like pedaling backwards, especially going to like a corner when you move out of pocket just for a little extra time. Sometimes just throw it away. But outside of that, Ayuk was good, Debo was good, McCaffrey was good, defense as usual. Um, we saw this Pittsburgh offense, and everyone was like, "Oh, preseason, oh Pittsburgh look real good on offense." Why keep telling y'all preseason little offense? You get one series down the field. That don't mean you're good. When the regular season come, you play a full game. Teams make adjustments. You ain't coming here and just thinking that you're gonna come here because you got one good series down the field, you're gonna make it. But no, I really see nothing to say like, oh, Sam Fan might be in for a little question. Maybe I need to see more of it. Like I said, game one, but I ain't really see anything from San Fran to say like, yeah, cause for concern. Nah, I see nothing. KG, probably when he watches the highlights, he probably will see something. But San Fran, no, that was a clean run over of Pittsburgh at home at Pittsburgh.
Score Moses says is that with I think it was
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
47
It's
victory.
not like Pittsburgh was actually in the game. You can technically say they were in the game, but it was over from 20-7. They ain't coming back in.
I think the finals dominated on time of possession too as well.
Yeah, 21
Yeah.
minutes. I think we had about 21 minutes at a time in the first half. We had possession 21 minutes.
Exactly. Ain't no weird thing coming back. Pickens, the talk about this big hype for Pickens, but I didn't even hear Pickens' name for the whole thing. I saw Freeman got a touchdown and Deontay Johnson from the highlights, but I barely see Pickens in the game. Najee got some good little runs here and there, but um Drake Jackson getting some sacks was a big boost
Big
because
boost.
he should be added with Bosa and those guys. So he stepped up, from a second round pick. Of course, he'll have Bosa back fully once he get under his feet. The
Well,
linebacker's still there.
They had to drag him off the field today
Well, you know he ain't gonna want to come off, but
because
they got.
the coach Shanahan telling him he gonna play 30 snaps.
Mhm.
Bosa tell Shanahan he playing the whole game. Shanahan said, "No, you're not playing the whole game." Bosa said, "Okay, we can see." They
He
had a
don't
big,
want to come off.
they had a big thing there on the sideline. He pulled him out of the game, taking a couple breathers. I think he played 22 snaps by the thing. And I think the only reason he only played 22 snaps and the only reason he come out the field is because
The game was out of hand
Oh,
too.
the game
Yeah,
was you're right. The game was
Yeah.
out of hand. When we get this, when we get up again after the half, and after McCaffrey come out the half and score that big run, make it 28-7.
No need to go. No
Right,
need to go and force how it is.
right. So they start taking him out, and I think he get 22 snaps because he just coming on tore down after that. But by the he played the whole first half.
Yeah, that. You know how Bosa mentality is already.
Right.
But no, I didn't see much like to say like we gotta we'll see. Well, probably I'll dive into it more for Tuesday's show, but just from the post game reaction, it looked good from San Fran's perspective. But Tuesday we'll dive a little bit more into it based on our topics. But that's where the good comes in, which was San Fran. KG, you said good, bad, and ugly, but the way you been chatting about your game, I don't know if there's the bad or the ugly. So which one I be, the bad or the ugly?
I
I
think he's
wouldn't.
ugly. He's a bad.
I can't tell which one is the bad and the ugly. So we just had a good then we go into the bad now,
We got to the bad.
which is Philadelphia and
The Patriots.
New England.
Mm-hmm.
All right, take it away, Jizzle.
We won the game, 25-20. Wasn't as expected. Wasn't the type of game I was looking for. I think you kind of see we are not being able to, and not having your team play in the preseason, whether it's the first stringers, play either a few snaps or whatever, not trying getting rid of that rust. You kind of started this game. You kind of started to play Carlin too, a little rusty. But I mean, at times, on I started the game. The first drive, everything looked great. We running the ball good. Jalen Hurts was taking what the defense was giving him, driving on the field, and for some reason, we got down to 20-yard line. We just stalled out, and that was it. It's like we just stalled out and forgot what we were doing, all in the other drives, and just did a bunch of whole other nonsense, and just decided to do a run play. Then we went 5-man wide. For obvious reasons, I can't tell you. And then after that, it just seems as if Bill Belichick just had his hands and a footprint on our offense with his defense. He was constantly giving you a bunch of neat plays for you to have. And for some reason, my offensive coordinator was constantly deciding to come up with these deep developing plays and deep developing routes. I couldn't understand that. I'm kind of giving him a chance right now because it's probably his first time actually being a full-time play caller. His first year in the NFL. He done it in college, but now it's the NFL is a different league. Didn't really do it much in the preseason. Didn't really have. You had a whole couple months to get ready for this team. You saw what happened with Bill Belichick. He had a whole few months to get ready for this team. And you see what he did. He had us 25 points. Held us to 170 yards on offense. We didn't rush the ball. We had 97 yards rushing on offense too. That's not the type of team that we are, and that's not what I was looking for. That was unexpected. I think Jalen Hurts was okay in the first half. There was some adjustment made in the second half by the offensive coordinator. But you saw where Jalen Hurts, you kind of see where he was a little rusty too as well, because he was just going with the flow, looking for the receiver that he trusts and stuff like that, not looking for the open player, not trusting his progressions too, because there was a few plays where the Titans were open, with Dallas Goedert and Jack Stoll open too as well. It was another play in the second half where we went for it on I think third down, didn't get it, and Devontae Smith was open if he was patient. So I think it was kind of him being a little rusty too. I'm hoping it's just not the fact that we don't have a veteran offensive coordinator. On defense, I don't want to say it, but it seems like I'm kind of seeing a Jonathan Gannon 2.0. I saw a blitz in the later at the end of the game to say, well, okay, I kind of have some hope, but I'm constantly seeing the passive defense. I don't like the passive defense because, like I said before, when you consistently stay passive throughout the season, when times comes for you to change up your defense, you ain't gonna change it because of it's habitual. It's what you're used to doing. You're not gonna feel comfortable blitzing. You're gonna feel comfortable staying in the defense that you're used to stay in. You're gonna feel comfortable staying in the same scheme that you used to stay in. So this is the reason why I ain't gonna push the panic button, but I have some concerns for my defensive coordinator. I still have some concerns for my offensive coordinator too as well. I'm gonna give him a chance. I'm gonna give him some time, but later in the season, we got some teams that we're gonna play. We're gonna play some elite quarterbacks. We're gonna play some elite defenses. We're gonna play some elite defensive coordinators. Bill Belichick is at the top. You're gonna face what's his name again? Steve Spagnuolo. You're gonna face the defensive coordinator Steve Wilkes. You're gonna face Sean McDermott. You're gonna face the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to see him get some things in practice. I mean, the preseason was for you to practice certain things. I understand that you're going up against a Bill O'Brien, a veteran offensive coordinator, but there's no way that Mac Jones should be treating you like this. He dominated you in the second half. You have veteran corners in Darius Slay and James Bradbury. Slay got beaten a little bit by you could say a third string wide receiver, but you're just playing 10 yards, 15 yards off.
So you could say, what are you saying? Adjustments were made, but
Adjustment was with the offense. Adjustment wasn't made on defense,
defense.
until
Philip
until later in the game.
came out of half playing the same defense you were playing.
Came up playing the same defense. You want in the same blitzes? Where's the loop blitzes? Where's the disguise? Where's some of that? You can't go against a Bill Belichick type of offense, Bill Belichick type of team, and expecting that you're gonna stay in the same vanilla defense and you're gonna win a game like that. We got lucky because trust me, if Mac Jones was a Tom Brady, even a veteran quarterback who could actually deliver the football and make the right reads, we would have lost this game. Honestly. And this is what I have concerns for. Is that defensive coordinator. I kind of see some of Jonathan Gannon inside of this defensive coordinator. But I saw a little something change at the end of the game. He called a few blitzes and Matt Jones was a little flustered and came out of the pocket a little too early, and I think made a bad throw on the sideline and stuff like that. Got rid of the ball a little faster than he should have, and stuff like that.
Well,
But,
you can also tell the difference too that Mac Jones in the Patriots got a better play caller in O'Brien
that's true too.
than Matt Patricia, because I am watching the highlights here. The better plays for Mac Jones that is more comfortable with. You can
That's
tell
true.
Bill O'Brien is an offensive play caller.
Right.
Not Patricia just doing these whatever he was doing last year.
Right. And
So
and you can see where our coaches were out coaching this game. Our defensive coordinator was out coach. Our offensive coordinator was out coach too as well. I mean, it's hard to say that you're gonna out coach Bill Belichick after having a few months to prepare for a week one of a game. But I expected a little bit more. Like I said before, the offensive coordinator, I'm gonna give him a chance. This is his first time actually being a full-time offensive coordinator. Last year he was a quarterback coach. This year now he is the offensive coordinator, the play caller, and stuff like that. I'm gonna give him a chance. But can't let this happen again. Jalen Hurts, yes, I understand you didn't play in the preseason. You looking a little rusty, but you can't let this happen again. There were plays to be made. You gotta make the plays. The great quarterbacks make the plays. You got a big contract. You did good last year. I want to see you do better this year. You keep saying that you're a real air. You're different caliber type of player. I want to see. I saw Carson Wentz this week. I ain't ready to see that again. I saw a player not taking the check downs. A lot of times you see the running back coming up in the flat, wide open. Take it. Take the 6 yards. Take the 4 yards. Take it. Eventually, you're going to get that big play. But be patient. I also want to see my offensive coordinator to be patient in his play calling too as well. Let's not get overly aggressive. You know who you're going against. You're going against a great defensive coordinator. One of the best coaches ever to coach a game in this, coach games in this league. You could arguably say he's the greatest coach ever to coach in this league. So be patient. You don't have to rush things. If it wasn't for the defense making a few plays and getting the turnovers and getting the touchdowns, we would have lost this game.
the first 2 touchdowns.
The first 2 touchdowns was all on defense. We would have lost this game. We only scored 1 touchdown on offense.
yeah, you could tell that
Your MVP of this game is your defense in the first half and your kicker. That's your MVP. That's your MVP. This is not good coming from a team that made the championship game last year. I'm going to chalk it up to us not being able to play in the preseason. I'm not playing in the preseason. Us being rusty. I'm gonna give him about 4 to 5 games to get together.
Can't give him 5.
4 to 5 games to get together.
Can't give him 5. 4 games is deadly.
4 games. 4 games. You won one.
Deadly.
You won one. You won one.
Yeah, you win one.
You win one. So 4 to 5 games to get together. Because you have a tough stretch later in the season. That stretch will determine whether or not you will be division winner in the playoffs or out of the playoffs. that
Who you,
tough stretch.
who you got next?
The Vikings.
They lost today.
Right. So they're gonna be coming ready to play. And you think they're gonna watch what the Patriots did last week? I mean this week? They're gonna look at that film. You have to be patient on offense and defense. You have some good talent on that defensive line. Great talent on that defensive line. Find ways to use it. Find ways to disguise it. Show one coverage and change it up the next. As soon as they say hike, change it. We brought in Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia is a Patriots guy. He know everything that Bill Belichick does. Been with the Patriots for years. I didn't see a damn thing change. I see a damn thing change in our defense. Like I said before, I saw Jonathan Gannon 2.0 playing the same soft vanilla defense. The only reason why we won this game is because we had talent. And this is what I was saying before. I wanted a veteran defensive coordinator who could mask our deficiencies. You saw at one point where the Patriots offense was taking advantage of our linebackers, taking advantage of the middle of the field. You saw it. Changed up a little bit, but you saw where they took advantage of our linebackers. A better offensive coordinator, a better quarterback will eat us alive. The time will tell. But we won the game. On to next week to the Minnesota Vikings, and we see how that goes.
You done?
Yeah.
Seeing you got anything from the game?
Nothing more than what he was saying. I ain't watched the highlights. I gotta watch the highlights. And I gonna watch the highlights and I gonna analyze it a little bit more because I think KZ a little overreacting a little bit, but I want to see for myself. I saw where the defense had those two plays in the beginning, and yeah, your offense might have staggered out. But I want to see what the Patriots were doing as well too. Patriots ain't really no slouches either, so I want to see how that matchup was. And it looked like a good game, so I'll think. But I'll go off what he comments is, and I think listening from what he's saying, I hope it ain't true because I don't want to see the Eagles fall into that same trend that was last year with Jonathan Gannon, with the defense coming in and playing one defense for the whole 4 quarters, and think you're gonna win a game. And think you're gonna win a game like that. The big games like that, you were able, like he said, they won on talent, and there's a lot of teams that does only win on talent because they have that talent. And any other regular team would lose because they don't have that talent with the play calling that was going on. But I'll analyze this some more, and hopefully this was just a one and done. They'll shake it off and they'll go ahead and be the team that it's supposed to be, because I really looking forward to the Week 13 matchup. That's what I want to see, and I want to see Aya at full strength. I want to be at full strength too and settle this debate once and for all. So that's all I gotta say. I gotta watch the film, and I'll probably make my final comments on Tuesday. Sure.
No, in the quarterback throwing 54 times in a game, ain't no recipe to win a game. Mac Jones threw 36 for 54, 35 for 54, which means if you're throwing that much passes, you're done. And that means you're just going back and passing all the time. Patriots had 19, 20 rushes. Mac Jones had 2 rushes, 22 rushes. 22 rushes to 54 passing. That's no balance in a team. So you judging by the stats, you would say that the Patriots are playing from down. When you play from down, your lineman just lacking to go and sack the quarterback.
Right.
And they only got 2 sacks. Could be a lot of hurries and pressures, but I won't know. They don't show those stats. But also, sometimes when you go up by a lead, you tend to play a lot of cushion defense. You don't want to get beat over the top. But sometimes it's a little too early to play cushion. Judging from the highlights I just saw there's some good plays from the Patriots, but also team that like the Eagles there have the same most of the same squad coming out. Could be even better with the fresh legs and so. Shouldn't have receivers that got no name running so wide open. I don't even know who the receivers be for the Patriots. I don't even think Devontae Parker played. I don't know if Juju played.
Kendrick
But-
Bourne, right?
Well, he's more of a slot.
Well, he was rating.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Bourne had 11 targets, 6 catches for 64 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ramondre Stevenson had 6 catches, most catches in the game. Hunter Henry had 5. Whoever was Douglas had 4. Juju only had 4. Those guys shouldn't have those guys out there doing what they're doing. It should be easier for those guys. A team like the Patriots, not to take away any credit from the Patriots, but a team like the Patriots should be keeping up with this squad that the Eagles got.
Well, look at this.
But we'll like I said, we'll dive a little bit more into it from on Tuesday. Just for a shot, not too long, but we'll dive into it on Tuesday and see how it goes. See if we could dive into it some more. And the Philly point when we hit the Philly topics on Tuesday. All right, so we went to the good, we went to the bad. Now we're going KG. We're going to the ugly. So Carolina's game, we lost 10-24. It's a tale of you have to watch the game to actually understand what really happened in that game, because the stats will show you that something had to be wrong at this school, that they beat us 24 to 10. Desmond Ridder had you guys are here. Desmond Ridder had minus passing yards for like the whole first quarter. Up to the third quarter, he had 56 passing yards. He ended up with 115 yards, but Shane started the big catch from Kyle Pitts. That was it. Drake London had 1 target. 1 target Drake London had. Kyle Pitts had 3 targets. Just that one big catch he had. The other catch was nothing.
2 targets.
No. He had 2 receptions there.
Oh, 2 receptions. Oh, 3 targets.
He had 3 targets, but I mean, he had 1 big catch. Another catch was like an 8-yard catch. Wasn't it still like it was focused around him? Bijan had 10 catches, 10 rushes, 56 yards. Algier 15 rushes, 75 yards. They did gash us up the middle on a run. But like I said, the tail of this game, if I have to sum it up, you don't win a game when you turn over the ball numerous times.
True.
The key part of this game was 3 turnovers to 0. So they got 24 points. 17 of the points came off turnovers. Because the first pick that they got, the first pick that was in our territory, that was like at our 17-yard line. So they got the touchdown. The second pick was a little further back to catch a field goal. And then the fumble by Miles Sanders was in right around midfield. They took those 17 points and ran with it. The thing about the Panthers, from the Panthers' perspective, I'm not going to go there. I like I was telling you guys, watching everyone on social media, some people got serious issues. They don't know a thing about football, or they never watched and play football. Of course, Bryce Young is going to make mistakes. He's a rookie. Not because you're the number 1 pick, that means you're going to come out here and dominate. They ain't got no number 1 pick that come out from game 1 and dominate. It don't happen like that. He's going to go through some growing pains. First possession, we marched the ball right on the field. A 4th inches, and then play like this goal line thing and try to run it, and we didn't get it. That should have been 3 points. I would have kicked the field goal, or I would never run. I hate watching goal line formations like on 4th down. I hate to see it because everybody know the run coming. So what they're doing, they stuff in the box. But we didn't get it there. He threw 2 picks, which the first pick, that's fine. That was a good play. Jesse Bates jumped the route right down the middle. But you can't make the same mistake twice. He did it again. Just a little further down the field. And Jesse Bates, right this time it looked like he thought Jesse Bates had on Carolina uniform. He tried right at Jesse Bates. But like I say, it's not to say like I was concerned. That was 2 of the same mistakes. The way I saw him moving the ball, I was real pleased with it. He moved the ball. We had some real long drives. Problem was we got stopped on 4th down and 1. Miles Sanders fumbled on 1. We scored a touchdown on 1. And then he threw a pick on 1. That's 4 long thing. That could have been 4 touchdowns. That would have been 28 points. But turnovers is a part of the game. So that was where the big issue was. You can't win the game if they had 0 touch. You know, we could sit down here and laugh that Desmond Ridder only had 56-yard passing before the big throw. So, but he never turned over the ball. He never put the team in a position that short field position and those stuff. Yeah, I was laughing. He suck. I ain't gonna say he suck. But our team, from the offensive standpoint, my issue is Frank Wright. You gotta. Well, I don't want to put it on Frank Wright. Maybe he did call it, but Bryce Young just looked somewhere else. You gotta open up the field sometimes. All these short passes, they're gonna sit on the routes. Bryce Young started to do it later in the 4th quarter. He did throw some. He threw one to Terrace Marshall that was wide open, and then to Mingo that was wide open. He just overthrew them. But too much miscommunications with the receivers, and that's my thing. If I have a rookie quarterback, I play him a lot in the preseason. I don't care about injury and them kind of stuff. If you got a rookie and you got new receivers, new system, I play them. I play them for the first half of all the play for the preseason games because they need the reps. Remember, I keep telling you guys, this first game is usually like the preseason for a lot of these teams. This first game ain't gonna be sloppy.
True.
And if you look at a lot of other teams, it's not all of the Panthers. A lot of teams that used to look good look bad.
Look bad this week.
But for Carolina's sake, when you got a brand new rookie that can't take a lot of licks, you got to protect him. Too much miscommunications and throws. I'm a little concerned that we don't have enough firepower on offense to help him. I know DJ Chark is your stretcher, that he can stretch the field, but you can't just put it into DJ Chark. Right now, to me, DJ Chark is a high number 2. Terrace Marshall is middle number 2, could be found in number 3. Mingo, if he develops right, can be a number 1, but I'm not putting that pressure on a rookie. And Thielen is a very good veteran. I think we desperately need a number 1. Having DJ Moore in this team would have been beneficial to Bryce Young, but I can't look at that because he is not there. We got to do something to open up the offense some more. Our offensive line played very, very well. They only got 2 sacks late in the 4th quarter. In the 4th quarter, they got 2 sacks when they brought pressure. But Bryce Young had tons load of time. You know what the problem was? He had nobody to try to. You couldn't find him. One of the sacks was a covered sack that he got. He got a covered sack, like just like Paul. He stood there, stand up. Can't find nobody. You're gonna get sacked. So I can't take away nothing from Bryce. If you tell me who this last on, I would go there as a coach and say, Bryce Young, you're my dog, but you cost us the game. Them 2 picks kill us. And then I would look at Miles Sanders and scuff him in the back of your head. Because you know, do Staley don't play wrong. If
do Staley don't play that shit.
I scuff you in the back of your head and say, don't never do that nonsense again, fumbling the ball.
But he has a fumble issue at times.
All the time.
Same thing when he was in Philadelphia. It's the same thing that happens.
It looks like my thing with him was like he was getting frustrated that the holes wasn't there. He trying to overhit the holes. Like I know Shane watched the highlights. I know KGC, but Chuba was watching the holes and then
I know Sanders. I know he's not patient.
Yeah, Chuba was watching the holes and hit it. A few tackles that Miles Sanders gets stuff at the line of scrimmage, he trying to blow through the holes. You got to be patient sometimes. Chuba did very, very well today with how that was, which I was surprised of. But like I say, it's week 1. I can't overreact. I'm not disappointed. I'm more angry than anything that we lost to the Falcons because the Falcons were jumping up and they win the Super Bowl. It wasn't like a team that you out there just trying to ball and be. My thing again was Bijan. Some of the touchdowns that they scored to, from the defensive side of our point, our tackling was horrendous. Yes, Bijan could juke and do this and do that, but you have to learn to wrap up the man. Brian Bonds is a beast. You're gonna have to pay the man. Every sack you get, the price going higher and higher. You have to pay the man. 'Cause I don't understand. You don't pay the man, but you refuse to trade him. No, you don't want to get a man what he wants. So you put yourself in that point. Derek Brown is a beast. Frankie Louvu is a beast. Those guys are key guys to the team. I wish I could say that about my partner Hane, but every time he go on the field, he broke down. He broke down again. They say he hamstring wrap up, he leg elevated. So don't look for him next week. He done house again. So Hana is done house. Dante Jackson, when somebody do a run and play to him and them see him coming to him, he act like he going to tackle and miss. And La don't get me started with this CJ Henderson. I don't know. I can't do it with CJ Henderson no more. They're gonna just throw the ball down the field, CJ Henderson right there, and all CJ Henderson got to do is turn and catch the interceptor. He done wrap up the receiver, pass interference. I can't do it no more. I give him too much chance. You guys know I was out for my partner Henderson, but I can't do it no more. I can't do it no more. My issues with the defense was we had too much gashes up the gut, not on the outside. We contained very well, but too much right up the middle. So total wrong. We got to do a little better job of the plays up the middle, and then I'm gonna be worried about my corners if JC Han can't play. 'Cause if JC Han can't play, I think we only had 4 corners today. Jackson, Troy Hill, who played very well, CJ Henderson, and JC Han. If JC Han can't play, that means we got to go sign a corner. Sorry, I don't know who they're going to be off the street, but we got to sign somebody. Because you ain't beating the Saints on Monday night. You're not going to beat the Saints on Monday night with Jackson, Troy Hill, and CJ Henderson by themselves out there. I know they had Jeremy Chin moving up and down, but it's not a game like I said, like, why we look bad. Yeah, we look bad because the first game, and then we're still trying to get used to the new system and everything. I like what I saw. A lot of movement in the offense, in like shifts and so. I like that we are doing good. But execution wasn't there and too sloppy of a play sometimes. We just too sloppy. So get it out of the system. It was a tough one for me because we should have won. I did say in my force when I did my season prediction the first time, I did say the last, and I went again and last night and said no, I think they're gonna pull it off. But I should have trusted my gut. The first one I did say that we are going to lose that first game. I just felt that we were going to lose the first game, and I should have stuck with it. I didn't. I tried to change it because both of you went against me. But truth be told, we ain't got a good record in Atlanta for some strange reason. We lost. Such is life. We got a big game next week, Monday. We on Monday night. Panthers home. We at home against the Saints. Saints won today. I did say we're gonna win that one. Saints didn't look impressive today either, but Panthers didn't look impressive either too.
Right.
So that's gonna be a game that I'll dive into more on Saturday's show. But from the looks of it, it was a game that I would never go there and say congrats to Atlanta on winning. They beat us. Carolina beat Carolina. If you guys watch the game, Carolina beat Carolina because, again, the thing about it is if you guys, like I said, stats could be deceiving. Let me just point out some key things here that I saw. Time of possession, 35 to 25, Carolina. Passing yards, Falcons had 91. We had 127. Rushing yards, we had 154. Falcons had 130. Sacks, we had 4, they had 2. We had 72 total plays to them 48. We dominated them in all the things. Where the big one hurt us was turnovers. 3 turnovers for them. For the Panthers, 0 turnovers for them. We didn't turn over the ball. You gave them scoring chances. turn over the ball on our side of the field, they're gonna make you pay. We paid. So basically, it was 10. We scored 10 points. They scored 24, but 17 come off turnover. So it should have been 10-7 final. It would have been 10-7 if we didn't do it. But like I say, I'm not gonna hit the concern or overreaction button after the first game. I really like what I saw from Bryce Young, but we gotta clean up the little mistakes, especially in the middle. They seen Alabama against UAB or whoever them is, them fellas gonna come. Them fellas that jump them roads in the middle, especially Jesse Bates. Jesse Bates get 4 years, $64 million for a reason. He's a good free safety. He scans the middle of the field very well. Maybe another safety wouldn't have been able to jump those roads like Jesse Bates, but Jesse Bates is an all pro. That's why he got 4 years, $64 million.
He came from Cincy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of them bad safeties out there.
Yeah, he and Van Bell. We have Van Bell, and they got Jesse. Van Bell is the more heavy hitter down in the box, and Ting was the what he named. Jesse Bates was a free roamer in the middle. He was a center fielder. He would stay in the center field and just jump ropes, and he did it today. He watched Bryce Young in the middle. The guy was wide open with his kind of back, but you are Pro Bowl free roamer like that. He gonna get you. He will get you. So, fortunately, came up short 0-1. I didn't expect us to go 17-0. I don't expect us to go 16-1 either. We're gonna have some bumps and bruises, but like me and Shane were talking, it's a long season, 17 games.
10-7.
I still say that we're gonna make playoffs in the World Cup. I didn't pick us to go division, but
I bet I got Iowa in the division, eh?
You shall wait till I pick and then change it. I know more about the Panthers, but than you. It's just the thing about it is I don't want to say that
the team here with it. The team need time to develop. You got used to the
exactly.
Coaches.
It's not to say like I like what I saw from Frank Wright and Thomas Brown in terms of the game plan, but the problem is we're gonna have to scheme a few people open.
Mm-hmm.
What he named Thielen can walk the Thielen can walk the zones. Yeah. Well, he didn't get target much. That's the thing about it. Mingo, you're gonna put pressure on Mingo to be the number one receiver. That ain't gonna work. This is Terrace Marshall year to step up. This is his third year. Third year is usually the big step up. If he step up this year, guess what's gonna happen? We sign a big time free agent wide receiver, and we drafting a big time wide receiver next year. All words of Carolina is if Cincinnati don't get a deal done with T. Higgins gonna be in Carolina next year. And I don't think Cincinnati just broke off contract talks with him because they can't pay Jamar Chase and all of them. So he would be the perfect fit for Carolina as the true number one. Then you have Mingo and those other guys after. Carolina if you watch the reports, Carolina is targeting T. Higgins as the go-to receiver next year. But that's all the way next year. For now, we got to start out. Who can win these battles? I think Chark is going to help. Chark will open up the field. And Bryce Young has his best connection with Chark. The problem is, like I was telling you,
Chark played this game?
No, he had a hamstring injury. You see, the problem I had with this was during preseason training camp, Chark was injured. Chark was good in training camp and then got injured in preseason. Terrace Marshall was injured for most of the preseason and training camp. Mingo is a rookie trying to catch up to speed with Bryce Young. That's why we have a lot of miscommunications. The timing is a little off because you don't have the reps. They didn't have the reps. A lot of throws that Bryce Young made some back shoulder throws. Chark would catch it because he know how to throw it with Chark. But Terrace Marshall is a step slow. Mingo missing a one more step or something like that. We still a little off. But then there's some throws that you say, "Oh, this connection could be good." So I'm not gonna overreact like these weirdos out here on social media that say better luck next year and the team suck and them kind of stuff. That my thing about it is you gone crazy like that for one game. Yes, I know we should have won. That's my own. My main thing about it is I'm very disappointed that we didn't win a game that I thought we should have won. Yes, I understand that, but from the team. I could go out there and say, but Cincinnati's supposed to go Super Bowl, and look what Cincinnati do. I could go there and say, but this Justin Fields here to expose the whole NFL, and look what Justin Fields do. I could go there and say, but this Seattle was supposed to take the next step, and look what Seattle do. I could say a lot of stuff about other teams, but it's just week one. Why would I say that? So then, the problem is we go on national television and beat the Saints next week. You know what? Oh, Bryce Young is ready to rock and roll.
So old. I like so
Then,
old.
yeah, and
not
then
so
game
mad.
3 against the Seahawks, he threw 4 picks. But this Bryce Young definitely was a wrong pick.
There's gonna be a lot of up and downs with them.
I think that that's his first game in the NFL at NFL speed. You know what I'm saying? So it gonna look like people say open, but it could be Bryce Young not seeing him open because shit just moving too fast for him to see right at this moment. A little film today, a little film from this week. A little look at because like you said, like I watched some of the highlights, like you said, some of them times nobody open, but Bryce Young is a dual threat quarterback. Take up off the road and go. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see him run out of the packet not one time unless he was running from a sack. You gotta know in your head. Remember, you got a ticker in your head, everybody. So you got 3 seconds to throw the ball. You have to read your progressions. You don't see them. You see a hole, take off. You got to speed. Yeah, you're small, but you got to speed to take off. You know to protect yourself. But that gonna come with time and experience playing. He got a whole game for him to look at right now. He might be all right. The game gonna eventually slow down. It's gonna slow down for him.
Yeah, and I agree. It's like one thing I like what Frank Wright said in the post-game press conference when they talked to him and they asked, "Oh, how was Bryce Young?" You know what Frank Wright said? Bryce Young is the least of my concern in this loss. He's the least of the concern. I can't go there and say, but Bryce Young was horrendous. Well, we might have to change the Dalton. Bryce Young had 2 bad throws. 2 bad throws was the 2 interceptions. Everything else, he took what the defense gave him. He made some very good throws. Yes, I would just like him to push the ball down the field a little bit more. Outside of that, he had 2 bad throws. That's it. He wasn't forcing the ball. He was never forcing the ball. He made some very good throws. So the thing about it is,
my bad. Look at it.
the thing about it is that he's a rookie. Not because he was the number 1 pick mean he can just come out here and dominate. I remember we could name a lot of number 1s that didn't come out. It had a thing there that I think is like 8-22. Number 1 picks NFL debut. The win last record is 8-22. Them don't never win the first game. 8-22. I remember Cam first game we lost. 8-22. So you understand what I'm trying to say? Like it happens. Bryce Young was the least of my concern in that game too. We have to show up the interior defense. I have to worry about who's gonna play cornerback with JC Hanoak, and let's hope our wide receivers could get open. That's my concern. Not Bryce Young. Bryce Young is far away from my concern. And like I say, if I see Miles Sanders, I scuff him and tell him get his head in the game, or else Chuba Hubbard would have to be running back number 1.
And then hiccups and killing.
Kawan scuff him. But outside of that, no, I'm impressed. I was satisfied with how some parts of the game looked. And again, like I said, I'll never come here and say Shane KG, why we get dismantled. The Atlanta take us apart. No, I'll come here and say Shane KG, why Carolina just beat them whole self in that whole game. Beat up themselves. Except for one or 2 good little runs from Bijan and Algier, it was nothing. Desmond Ritter just run free like that. I don't know what he was doing. He joined the ball 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Yeah, Bijan is some big high profile player, but if you wrap up the man and tackle, he can fall the same way like everybody else. But if you want to come there and hit sticky and missing, what you expect gonna happen?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So stuff like that is stuff to clean up. But like I say, on to New Orleans on Tuesday, I'll talk briefly about it because you'll hear from the press conference and everything. But then our focus will have to turn to Monday night against the New Orleans Saints at home. So we'll see how it goes. We'll give out some grades and so on Tuesday about our final grades for the game, and then our game balls and trash bags and everything will be on Tuesday, and our final wrap up will be on Tuesday. But today again is just the post game reaction to the games. Like I said, victories for Philly and San Fran. And last for Carolina. Next week we'll head to Carolina and play the Saints at home. San Fran is at home against the Rams.
No.
At the Rams, so
Yeah.
San Fran is at Los Angeles against the Rams, and
Another away game.
Yeah. But
And
okay,
Jizzle,
we
what you be?
the traveling 49ers, man.
What you be, Jizzle? You next week you are at home or at Minnesota?
I think we at home.
At home against
The
Minnesota. So
49ers have the most traveling miles this season.
Wow.
The most traveling miles this season we have. But that's all right. We're Road Warriors. Everywhere we go is a home game. We got a fan base.
well, that's the thing. The NFL is back. Other games, we saw some good games. The Miami and Chargers game was a good game. They still can't protect this Justin Herbert. The McKinley back there eventually. But the Miami Dolphins squeaked it out to the 6-4. We had some rookie debuts, Anthony Richardson and CJ Stroud. Unfortunately, they came up on the losing end, but Anthony Richardson got a little banged up. He got a little banged up at the end. You gotta cut out this running all the time and putting your head down. You're not running back. You're quarterback. Stroud, for the most part, didn't commit any turnovers. Looked good, but again,
Couldn't put the ball in. They scored no points.
They didn't score no points. You can't think. Minnesota and Tampa Buccaneers came out on top there.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield 2 touchdowns, nothing special. 173 yards, 2 touchdowns. We also had
don't overreact.
we had Tennessee and the Saints. The Saints came up on top.
But his catch is looking elite.
We had Cincy and Cleveland. Cleveland beat Cincy.
Destroyed Cincy.
Arizona, Washington. Washington came up on top. Baltimore came up on top. Green Bay, Chicago. Green Bay came up on top. Las Vegas and Denver. Vegas came up on top. Philly, of course, Philly beat New England. And then the Rams, which was an upset to Seattle.
The Seahawks are who we thought they were.
And it looked like the Dallas are winning this game.
The defense alone.
So right now, based on our week 1 picks, Jizzle will more than likely, he's definitely going home. He got 3-point lead ahead of us. So KG will win week 1 of the weekly picks. So congrats to KG.
Yeah, pick this way, and the pick obviously have been looking good too.
Looking good. If you look at it now, looking good. I third place. Dallas been going up to first place.
All right, well, we'll see how this Sunday night and then the Monday night game goes, and then we'll be back on Tuesday 8:00 to give our final word and our game balls, string trash bags. But like I said, we're back in the swing of things. So NFL week 1 is coming to our week 1. Sunday football is coming to a close after this game that's going on now, and then we got Monday night, and then we're officially done with week 1. So welcome back to football. That's all I can say.
The stress is back. The headache is back. The blood pressure is high sky. The entertainment and the fun is back. You gotta love it.
You gotta love it, let's Jizzle see. But that's probably it from all of us tonight.
We did have there was one big injury this week. J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins tore his ACL out for the remainder of the season.
I think Achilles.
Achilles. Sorry.
Yeah. I think he Achilles. So he's out for the season.
Yep.
Another tough injury. I think he tore his ACL the year before.
Yep. So
he's injured. So tough moment for J.K. Dobbins and the Ravens, but we may get some more injury news as Sunday, Monday rolls along because of the season. But anything else from you guys? That's it for me.
That's it for me.
That's it for me too. We are here. We flying back to Cali for LA Rams game as winners, 1-0, and going into the Rams, and we have to bring them back down to reality.
I'm kind of happy that we didn't have that game in Philly because there would have been a lot of boos. I think there would have been a lot of boos coming out of that game. So I'm kind of happy that we didn't have that game against the Patriots in Philly. So I think next week we'll be playing the Vikings on Thursday night, and I think you're gonna see a lot more highs than lows next week.
Well, be sure to catch us on Facebook and Twitter. The show will always be posted the day after on Twitter, but you can always catch all the latest news and updates on Facebook and Twitter, and then check out all our videos on YouTube at Island Boys Football Talk. Well, I think that's it from us for tonight. We hope everyone had a good football first week, and we're gonna see everyone back on Tuesday for our week 1 wrap up show. Outside of that, that's it from us, and peace out.
See y'all on Tuesday. Peace.
Peace.